We've been taking photos for a long time.
We use it all the time, like every single day. Probably hundreds and hundreds of photographs, right? Maybe alone we are taking.
While camera technology has evolved, has the reason why we take photos evolved too?
Early photography, is more commemorative. That's not to say that it isn't still commemorative in certain respects, but I think that what we're dealing with now is less just the issue of the photograph and more how we experience time. Photography, its other promise beyond being a capture of truth was that it was an arrest of time.
The lens is the camera's eye. And like the human eye, it enables us to be selective, to pick out those sections of a total scene on which we wish to concentrate.
It's funny how day by day nothing really changes. But when you look back, everything looks different.
I see oftentimes with my students, we look at historical photographs and they are just transfixed because it's so amazing to hold an image.
Going through a box of old photo slides can be a real time capsule and really fun to go through. But do we get that same sense of wonder and nostalgia swiping through a phone?
Mum was good. She used to belt us a bit, but she was mad on photography.
Kevin Parsons is 90 years old and can remember his mum taking lots and lots of images during the 50s and 60s.
At the old Standard 8 movie, and anything in town, she would be there. Mum took some really good photos at times, especially out in the bush with good scenery. She used to like that. But it's good people had photos in those days. We've got the old memories. The slides were brilliant. Ordinary camera virtually, but then it would take slides. You'd send it away and they'd develop all these slides and send them back to you. And we used to have film nights in those days and get family to come over and friends, and then you'd watch a film night. And that was some upside down.
I think you always lose something when you lose a face-to-face community, whether it's sharing a meal or it's sharing, a vacation slideshow. You can approximate it, and I think that's where we have to remember that all of these vehicles are simulations of what we used to do in real time and space.
Today, we post photos online for everyone to see. But does that feel the same as watching a slideshow with friends and family?
These sort of environments of exchange, they can be more controlled too because they're virtual. And I think that's maybe we lose some of the serendipity of laughing at the terrible photograph with the finger over somebody's head, right? In the same time and space.
Today, we keep clicking and posting. We click and we post. We freeze time in the hope to keep those fleeting moments alive. Valentin Mama-Beauvoir is a French graphic designer. He created this music and video clip titled Clichés almost a decade ago, and it's still just as relevant today.
I think it's necessarily a bad thing that we all tend to share the same kind of image in the same context. It just proves that we have the same need of sharing the same thing when we are in the same situation. And I actually do share a picture like that myself, and I include some of my own pictures in the clip. Lots of people were thinking that the new generation were really egoistical and self-obsessed, but I don't think it's true. I think people have always been like that. The only thing that changed is the possibility of sharing pictures.
With so many images being uploaded, are we beginning to feel numb to it all?
We are numb, but I think that's not new. I think we've been numb for a long time. And, if you look back to figures like Baudelaire in the 19th century, he would say that people were getting numb all the way back then. The photograph proliferates, even from its inception, at a rapid pace that people could not fathom. And I think the way that we are experiencing our lives now is so increasingly mediated by the photograph. I think oftentimes about people sitting out to have a meal, right? You go out to have a meal and you sit and enjoy that entire meal, or are you photographing that meal for Instagram? right? Like, how does that change your experience, not just of social interaction in real space and time, but how does it essentially change your experience of that time? Your personality gets split between the social media personality you're constructing and the person you're actually in, you know, who you are in the world.
For Kevin, he thinks it's much easier to use his phone.
And it all had to be exact. You had to learn what number to get it at, and you'd have to adjust the focus every time you took a photo. And then the light would change, and then you had to rewind it all to get it out again. Yeah, it's a complicated business. It's a lot easier to get it on there, and you get it immediately, and you look at it. If it's not a good photo, you take another one. If you take one with that and it's not right, bad luck. Oh, yeah. There it is. They don't dwell on the past very much at all. Just trying to keep the future going.
Some photos of the past were good, but far from perfect. And maybe that's why we're drawn to them. That's exactly what we connect with as humans. The beauty of an imperfect image.
I think that's where the rubber meets the road with being human, is where we find the points where something is not ideal, and something is not glossed, and something is not completely filtered, right? That's where because we are imperfect beings. Let's not pretend otherwise.